welcome back. It is our 5th episode.
Starting to lose count.
Right, yeah. Anyways, we just played Mississippi this past week, and we're going into Denver now this week. But let's start with sum up off Mississippi game. You want to start that off?
Yeah, it was a very tight game.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up losing with 25-30, but it was close all up until like the last second of the game, and they scored 2 touchdowns pretty quick in like the first quarter, I think, and then we scored 2 touchdowns before halftime. So in halftime, we were actually up by 16-15. And then in the second half, it kind of like both halves was kind of the same. They scored 2 quick touchdowns again. And then towards the end of the game, we scored another touchdown. And it was just a 5-point difference. And we just couldn't get to the last.
Yeah. It was very tight. And so, like, going into halftime, we were up. And I feel like everybody was probably already shocked about that. Because we were ranked number 8 and they were ranked number 1. And then going to second half, you kind of knew Mississippi is the kind of team who they'll go in the locker room on halftime and figure it out and come back stronger. And then they they got 2 touchdowns on us again, so it started kind of like making a bigger difference. But then we started catching up, and literally if we would have just scored 1 more touchdown, which we could have, but didn't finish.
I think a lot of people did not think this is how, when we saw like pregame, like what people think, they thought Mississippi was gonna pretty much blow us out.
Yeah.
So it was like frustrating feeling like we were so close and we just couldn't get to the
couldn't finish.
Yeah. But I still think that this kind of proved where we're at, because if you look at it, because I think a lot of people count us out just because of our first game against Dallas.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Mississippi played Dallas like a couple weeks ago, and that game was 14-15. Mississippi won. And now we play Mississippi, and we only lose by 5 points.
Yeah, and we put up more than Dallas
Exactly.
did.
No team has put up this amount of points on Mississippi. I just think that that's kind of proving where we're at as a team.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a good feeling still. I mean, it sucks to lose, but at least we didn't lose. We didn't get blown out. We know that we're right there. We just need to fix some stuff, and next time we'll beat them. Yeah,
we still have stuff to work on, but I feel like we have been like progressively getting better throughout the season, and I would definitely like you'd rather just have a good start and just flow from there, but like, okay, Dallas was Dallas, and now we're progressively getting better. So I did like the fight that we had, and obviously, and both sides of the ball were doing good, but especially defense had a really good game. I don't really have much more to say. I'd say it's a good game. I just hate that we couldn't finish. Yeah. That it'll always fucking haunt you.
And I think that's kind of been our struggle so far this season, is we are there. We just have a hard time finishing. Yeah. So if we can get that fixed, I think going into like the last 2 weeks of the regular season, but then also if we make playoffs. Yeah. If we can fix that for playoffs, y'all better it'll look a lot different. Okay, so the other games that were played this week, there wasn't that many. I think we were just 4 or 5 games this weekend. But one of them was Utah versus Houston. And this is honestly the most interesting to me. Houston ended up winning with 26-0. Yeah. And what you got to consider here is that Houston is ranked... Were they ranked 13?
Yeah, 13 out of 15.
13 out of 15. And they were also ranked the lowest team in the Central Division. Utah is ranked number 6 overall and ranked number 2 in the Pacific. And Houston beat them in 26-0. If that don't tell you something about Central Conference... Like, I don't want to hear it.
If the worst team in Central can put up that much points against one of the top teams in another conference, that tells you a lot about Central. And that's why it's so unfair that there are teams in both conferences that don't ever play Central teams, because you just don't get to see where they're truly at when they don't get to play Central teams. I've been expecting Houston to like get it together and start winning games. Like I feel like they are that team where they have the athletes, but they haven't been able to
put it
together so far. But I've just always had this feeling that there will be a game where it'll just click, and obviously this was the game. But so I kind of figured that they could beat Utah low key, like if they get their shit together. But 26-0 was a little surprising.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be. I did think Houston was gonna win, honestly, but not this much. I thought Utah was gonna put up a fight, but like they really didn't.
I think 3 of those touchdowns were D. Scott.
Yeah, and then I think
she's a baller.
Yeah, and I saw Brooke got a touchdown too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the games, and it's interesting, and it should tell everybody in the league a lot about where the different conferences and teams. Yeah, exactly.
And then Denver played Vegas, and they beat them 23-7, which I wouldn't say that's too surprising.
No, and here's another thing. So far, every Central team who's played an out-of-conference game has won.
Yeah, obviously.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That should also tell you something. The Central Division's teams have not lost an out-of-conference game.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
We just need everybody to play everybody to really be able to rank, because the rankings are starting to get really tough when you can't really like.
And that's the thing.
Compare.
I feel bad for the people who are ranking.
The board of the league is stressing shit, because I don't want to know. Like we be trying to like figure out like where should we rank and where would everybody. And I'm just like, I don't know, like, what are they, like, we know that they're considering like, the strength of schedule, and they're considering point differences, blah, 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 but I'm just like, I don't know, it's tough. It is tough.
The last game about this weekend is Seattle versus Oregon. Mm-hmm. I don't really like, it's whatever, they're in the same conference, they're in Pacific. Seattle won 29-8. You gotta give it to Seattle this season, though. Yeah. They were the bottom team last year, one of them. And they've stepped up. They got some wins. Definitely stepped up. And the only reason it might also be like a little interesting to us is because we were ranked 8 and Seattle's ranked 9.
And I think Oregon is ranked almost 10 or 11. So, it's somewhere really close.
Like, now Seattle did get a win. We got a loss. Yeah. So, depending on how they rank, that's the thing. And that's why we're pointing out the difference in the conferences, because we lost, but we also played the number 1 ranked team. Yeah. And we only lost Seattle by 5. Won. So, it all depends on, like, how they're going to rank. Mm-hmm. It's going to be very interesting to see this week.
Yeah. Because like you said, like, it's tough because we lost, but we only lost by 5 to the number 1. Yeah. While Seattle beat Oregon 29-8, but they're like similar, and Oregon was already like worse than them. So it's like, do they get up because they won, or is it?
And then Utah, who's ranked 6, are they now gonna drop? Like, it'll be.
They need to drop.
Honestly. These last weeks in the ranking, like, it's gonna be interesting.
It's getting tougher. Anyways, and then there was a little situation this past week where Philly is no longer a part of the WNFC league, and there's been so much drama, I'd say, and everybody's on about it on social media. We're not going to get on it too much. Obviously, we're not players in Philly. We're not working with the league, as in, like, we would know any details and whatever. But from what we've understood, Philly is no longer a part because of some physical altercations that there's been, and also their facilities and whatever. They weren't matching the standards of the league.
Yeah. I mean, I would say because of, like you said, but and then there's management issues, basically. Yeah. And it is what it is. There's always 5 million stories, and you can't say what's true or not, so there's no point in even going into it. The only thing that's like interesting is because it obviously affects the schedule. Yeah. Because now all of their games that they were supposed to play, they had 3 more games, are counted as them forfeiting. So they were gonna play Tennessee again. They were gonna play Dallas, and they were gonna play Florida. And I mean, Dallas would have won anyway. Yeah. So that doesn't matter. The only thing that would matter is because we don't know how it really works with the point system. Yeah. If it automatically is a certain amount of points that you win by. Because Dallas might have been able to put up more points than that. For Tennessee, they get
Tennessee wouldn't have put up, because usually if a team forfeits, it's 30-0. Yeah. Which I'm not sure if it's like this in WNFC, but usually that's the thing. Tennessee would have not beat them, or Florida would have not beat them by 30 points.
Right, if they would have even beat them. I think Philly might have won those 2 games.
Yeah.
So probably. That does mean that Tennessee and Florida are going to get another win.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, good for Florida. They get
a win. But also they're going to get a lot of points for that if it is 30. Because even if they would have somehow won, it would have been by maybe 1 touchdown.
Yeah. So that'll also be something that we'll see how that kind of affects the overall rankings. And then also... if you don't have to play, you get another week of rest, which also matters. It still plays especially starting to go into playoffs. You like people are starting to get hurt and everything, so an extra week off could make a big difference.
Definitely,
to heal. Like
it's always an injury risk as well,
right? And players get time to heal up. So yeah, that's something that's gonna affect some teams, but it is what it is, and we're just gonna have to roll with it.
But yeah, we're not going to talk more about it because we're not involved and we don't know exactly. We just see on social media there's so many sides to the story and y'all going to have that and we're just going to mind our business.
Right.
So anyways, we play Denver next this week. We're going into Denver. And Denver is currently 3-1. We're currently 2-2. They lost to Dallas 7-21. They beat LA 14-8. And they beat Houston 12-6 in Vegas 20-37.
Yeah.
So this should be a really good game, honestly.
It should. I think Denver right now, they're ranked, are they 5?
Maybe somewhere there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. So it should be a really interesting game. They haven't played Mississippi, so we can't really compare to that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting, and this will probably set who's going to end up 3rd place in our conference.
Yeah.
Because Dallas and Mississippi will be 1 or 2 most likely. Yeah. And then this game is going to be who ends up 3rd.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing because if you end up 3rd in the Central, I think you have you're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it's a big game.
Yeah.
It's a big game.
I'm excited though.
I'm excited too. And Denver, I feel like they've shown they've had really good games, but then they've also have when they played LA last weekend, that wasn't a great game. Yeah. They only beat them by 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're up and down a lot. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be who's gonna be on their A game. Because I feel like we are very even team, so it's just whatever team has their shit together, stays disciplined. Yeah. That's who's gonna win. So in our last video, when we was talking about the whole differences between the WFA and WNFC, I got a little bit into the conversation about social media's part and getting paid and if players are professional and whatever. So we thought we'd dig a little bit deeper into that. Today, so I had kind of started off with saying that there's a lot of players who are expecting and asking to get paid because they're professionals, but they're not even training professionals. So what is your thoughts on all of this professional word?
I think one of the problems with us using the word professional is that to people who are not as involved in women's football as we are, they automatically think that we're already set. We have sponsors. We get paid every season.
Yeah, professional means
you get paid. So I think when we use that word, sometimes people think that we still don't need the help. We don't need sponsorships, which we do.
Yeah.
Because we're not there. The second part is, like you kind of said, I think there are players that definitely do know what it would take, but there's also a lot of players that don't understand what being a if we did get paid, they don't understand how much they would ask from us.
Yeah.
Because even now, if you're in season, if you don't go to the gym at all during the week, you just go to football practice, how do you expect to be treated as a professional?
Yeah.
And saying oh, well, if I get paid, I would do it. Okay, but you still got to have the mindset of being a professional, and even if you're not getting paid.
And you have to make those sacrifices before you can get paid. You don't just get paid and then start acting like a professional. I understand everybody has a job, and it's everybody says it's easy for us to say because we're here and we're not working full time and everything. But it's first of all, we did that work in the fall to be able to be here and not work full time 9 to 5 jobs while we're here, even though we still work part time from home remotely and everything. But it's just one of those, like, people figure it out. Like, yeah. I know a lot of players who have, like, really fucking tough jobs, and they still go to the gym. Yeah. They still have kids that they take care of. Like, they make it work when they want to make it work. It's fucking hard, but that's the sacrifices that you have to do in order to prove that you do deserve to get paid. Yeah. Because you can't just ask for money and then be like, oh, nobody's going to give you money if you just say, oh, I'm going to start acting like that then. Because it's also, like, for us, like, to get paid, obviously, one, we need the money, but also, like, we need to deserve to get paid, you know? Yeah. Like, we're at this point, women's football is growing all the time, and I think we are starting to get to the point where we should deserve to get paid, but it's also, like, a lot of players don't, because they don't work like that, and because they're not at the level yet where it's actually worth much money.
Right, and then not even, like, just going to the gym, but there's other parts. There's also, like, how much time do you spend watching film, going over playbook, in meetings? That's one part too. The other one is, how do you carry yourself? Do you carry yourself as a professional athlete? Do we look like professional athletes when we're out traveling as a team? Do we carry ourselves as a professional team? Because if we don't take ourselves serious as professionals, how's anybody else going to do it? Yeah. You can't ask people, oh, y'all should treat us as professional. When we walk into, like, we walk off a team bus and we looking all crazy. Yeah. We're not even wearing our team stuff. Right. How's somebody supposed to know that we're a professional football team? Yeah. Like, all of these things play in, and we got to start doing the work before anybody else is supposed to, like, put that respect on us.
But I just think also, like, just because we're the most professional league that there is for women's football, like, that doesn't mean that we are a professional league. Professional means that you're getting paid. You're a full-time athlete. So if anything, we're semi-professionals. Right. Because men's semi-professional works the same way, basically, as our league does. So we're semi-professionals. We are putting in the work. We are making our way towards getting paid. But as of right now, we're not getting paid. We're not professional. So when people say, oh, I'm a professional athlete, like, okay, well, now, like you said, people think that we already have it. Like, we don't need their help. Like, no, we do. Like, we need to get to the level where we're actually professional. Right now, we're semi-professional.
And then it comes also to social media and how we help ourselves get there. And social media is hard for a lot of people. Like, I can say, like, you're really good at social media. I'm trying to, like, I'm not as good, but I'm trying, you know? Because we have to put ourselves out there, too. And it doesn't mean that you have to have 5 million followers for you to do it.
That's the whole thing when people are saying, oh, we need to get paid. But you can't get paid until there's money for them to give us. And in today's world, the money comes from social media. Because if we're not on social media, nobody's going to know about it. They can't buy a ticket if they don't know that there's a game. They can't pull up to the game. They can't buy merchandise. They can't they can't support us if they don't know we're here. So our league is doing a great job in promoting us on social media. But that's not enough. Like, us as players, we all have to bring in our little 2 cents to trying to bring that attention to women's football. Because literally every time you post about women's football, at least one person just discovered that women play football. I don't care if you have 35 followers on Instagram. At least one of those people would discover women's football if you just post a picture. So I think it's also, like, important to, like, think about, like, just post your football pictures, post your videos. You don't have to be the best player on earth. It doesn't have to be the biggest boomstick. Just post a video of you playing football, your best highlight or whatever. Like, it doesn't mean that you need to think you're the shit or this play is the shit. It's not about that. It's about getting women's football out there.
Right, because, like, we talked a lot about before, people barely know that women play football. So you just, even if it's not the biggest hit of the week or whatever, you posting yourself playing, somebody's gonna see that and be like, oh wait, women play football? Right. That's fucking dope. Like, let me look this up a bit more.
And the thing is, the amount of times when people, like, this happens almost every other day. Somehow we get into a conversation with somebody and they figure out, especially because we're international, so a lot of people find out we're not from here. So then they ask, oh, what are you doing here? Oh, we're playing women's football. damn, women play football. Like, they had no idea. But the thing is, like, if you, with 35 followers, post your women's football stuff, one of them is going to discover, damn, women play football. And even if they don't tap into it or know which league, that person could come up to me and we start talking about women's football. And instead of being, damn, women play football, he will go, or she will go, damn, I think I saw somebody posting. I don't know anything about the league, but I saw somebody posting something about it.
Yeah, we hear that a lot of times too. They're like, oh, I've seen something about that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, but I saw somebody posting it. And just to go from the difference of, oh, I've never heard of this, to just, oh, I heard something about it. Like, that's progress. Like, that's what we need.
Yeah, and even if, like you said, that person doesn't tap in, maybe they're having a conversation with their friends, and they were like, oh, I saw something about a women playing football today. Maybe that friend is like, oh, hold on. Yeah. I'm interested in that.
And I've heard those conversations as well, because I have, like, guy friends who play football, and they figured out, and a lot of the times it's actually Americans who will only figure it out that women play football when they came to Europe. Because I do feel like it is, in a way, easier to promote, like, women's football in Europe than it is in the States. Because in the States, like, you get in the shadow of so much more sports, but also because in the States, it's been a man's sport for so long. In Europe, it's just a new sport in general. Like, football hasn't been around so long, so it's not as strong of a, oh, it's just a man's sport. So sometimes it is easier almost to promote it in Europe. But then these guys are like, damn, like, I just had a conversation with my buddy, and I was like, damn, you need to tap into women's football. Yeah. And then that person started following me because my friend told them, you know, like, it's just the little things. But I also think it's important for a lot of women to understand that we're, like, a lot of players are complaining, like, oh, like, all these bigger platforms, like ESPN, like, they're never posting, like, women's football. But it's like, how are they supposed to post it if they don't have content to post? Like, we need to put ourselves out there for them to take that content and start sharing it. Because, again, even ESPN, like, okay, ESPN does know women play football because they have posted some games. But I'm talking, like, these bigger platforms, like, they can have media coverage for women's football if they don't know anything about women's football. So we are the ones responsible of getting ourselves out there so that these bigger media platforms would acknowledge us and then start promoting us.
And I think if you feel like, oh, I don't know what to post, I don't know, like, reach out to some of these players that have a lot of followers that do be posting a lot. Reach out to them, say, hey, I do want to start posting more. Like, where can I start? What should I be doing? Yeah. And, like, honestly, like, ask people for help. That's fine, because we all need to be in this together.
Yeah. And honestly, like, it doesn't, like we said, like, it doesn't need to be big. Just post a picture in your pads. Like, if you don't have a picture from a game, take a picture at home. Even that, like, it's just, it doesn't have to be the biggest highlight. And it's also, like, I think some players have the mindset of, like, whenever they see somebody posting a video, they're like, oh, she really thinks she's that. Like, she really thinks she's this shit. No, she's doing her part in getting us seen. There's ways to post it in, okay, I'm just trying to promote women's football. And then there's ways to, okay, I am the shit. Like, you can have different attitudes and
you'll
captions.
See the difference.
Right. You'll see the difference. But when somebody is just posting their highlights, because, again, like, somebody might have started a year ago and they make their first tackle. It's not a huge tackle, but that's their highlight. First of all, like, women gotta support women. Like, hey, do your shit. That's your first tackle. Like, I'm fucking proud of you. Go off. Post that shit for real. And again, like, it doesn't need to be big, but somebody is gonna find out women play football because you posted one video or one clip. But just keep it going, though. It can't be a one-time thing. But we need to all understand that in order for us to get paid and recognized as women's football players, we need to do our part wherever that is. Just try to have conversations. Like I said, we have a lot of conversations with random people at the gym that be asking us. Sometimes people just come up to us at the gym, like, just asking what we do because our workouts look like we're athletes. We be doing a lot of athletic stuff, and they're like, oh, what's your sport? And we're like, oh, we play football.
They're like, no
and they're
way,
like, what? And literally, like, some people from the gym are like asking us when we have our games and stuff. Like, now they're buying tickets. Like, it was literally just a simple conversation at the gym, and now they follow the team. They might come to the games. Like, it's just the little stuff, but we just need to understand the importance of that.
And people are interested. As long as we make them interested, they are.
That's the thing, because people think, like, oh, nobody's interested in women's football. they just don't know about it. But as soon as I feel like, and I think this has also changed over time, obviously having been in football for 17 years, like, back in the days, it's funny to say that I'm 23. You know, back when I was a child. Good old day. But I think, like, it's changed so much, like, how people take it when they find out that women play football. It's no longer, like, obviously there's always going to be haters. But the thing is, like, I also sometimes get asked, like, when people find out you play football, what's their reaction? Mm-hmm. Because I think it's more on social media when it's all the guys who don't want to put their face and name on there, and they're like, oh, women shouldn't play football, women belong in the kitchen. But the thing is, user 25793. Yeah, exactly. Put your face on there, put your name on there, line up. Line up. No, but like when I actually have these physical, like, in where I'm conversations, I do not get people saying I shouldn't play football. They are actually very excited, and often they ask, what's the league? Like, they might actually go search a league, the team. They follow me on Instagram, and they don't even, like, it's not even like, oh, they start hitting me up, blah, blah, blah. They're genuinely just interested in football. People want to be supportive, I think. Yeah. And people are interested. We just gotta help them get there. Exactly. We just gotta help them get to know about women's football so that they can be interested in it. Yeah. Because as soon as they find out, they do get interested, and then they see all these, like, bigger hits and stuff, and then they go all crazy about it. And to be honest, even if you tell somebody and they're not supportive, now they know about it. Yeah, so even if they're hating and they talk about us in a negative way, they're still spreading the word. That's the thing also, because a lot of the times when some of our leagues, like, clips have gone viral, there's obviously so many hateful comments, but it's like, but you still took the time to comment, though. Like, you're still giving us clout. Literally, you're still the reason why we have millions of views on this clip, because you commented, and now all your people are also seeing it. You're making the engagement bigger, literally. Appreciate you. Yeah, so fuck. Sometimes hating works better than supporting, because a lot of people supporters sometimes they just like the videos. Haters are going to be in the comments making the engagement go up, and we just get more views, and then they're going to send it to their friends, like, in their little group chat, look, fucking women play football, but now the whole group chat is watching the video and commenting, like, hey, sometimes it just works like that. So also, I feel like sometimes we just need to, like, take it easy on the haters, because obviously it actually has nothing to do with us and everything to do with them, but hey, and we ain't got nothing to lose. Just post your shit. Literally, there is literally nothing to lose. Just post your shit. There's always gonna be haters, and we want the haters, because it's also like, if you're doing something, you're always gonna have haters. So if you don't have any haters, you're not doing shit. Right. You're not doing shit. I feel like that's the damn near definition of like success. You're not successful until you have a little haters. Yeah. Because people are jealous. Usually hating comes from jealousy. Yeah. And that's the reason why a lot of these people that are commenting the hating comments haven't played football since high school. I'll just put it out there. They haven't played football since high school, and they hate the fact that a female could do it at a semi-professional level. Yeah. So. Alright, I'm gonna write it down. Wait, wasn't it? What? Oh. Not her mother phone reading. I just saw a text. Okay, so I found a thread, and it said, what do women tell men that they don't realize is disrespectful? Mm-hmm. The only thing I do want to say is I am 100% sure that some of these women who said these things, they knew it was disrespectful, and they said it anyways. Yeah. Okay. All right. We have to put our little man mindset now. Like, I'm thinking I'm a man as I'm hearing this. If you listen to this and you're a man, please let us know. Okay, you're the girl, I'm the man, and you're telling me this shit. Okay. But also, I need all the men who be watching. Oh, yeah. I need to know if this is actually disrespectful. Yeah. Did it hit? Did it hit? Okay. What do women tell men that they don't realize is disrespectful? He cut your hair different this time. He fucked me up. Because I feel like, I mean, men do take their haircuts very seriously. Very. And also, you saying different. Yeah, that's like, I'm trying to be polite, but it's a little off. But you looking crazy right now. Yeah, that's a little... Why? Bro, the way I would just be like, I need to look myself in the mirror also, right now. Like, is it that bad? How did I not know? Yeah, exactly. You didn't even notice. Yeah, because I'm just standing here like... You thought you was looking fine with a fresh cut. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. What do women tell men that they don't realize is disrespectful?
The big ones hurt. Yours is perfect.
See that? And I've heard men talk about this. Like, my guy friends, like, they said if a girl ever told them that. Because and the thing is, like, as a girl, like, that is true also. Right. But it's just, like, when you say, because it's an ego problem for men to hear, okay, so it's not that big.
Yeah. But I said it's perfect, though.
But it's perfect. But that's, like, as a girl, like, that's true. You don't want it to be.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it depends on the girl. Shit. But yeah,
we're driving right now.
Okay.
You're driving. You got a, like, Hyundai, whatever.
Yeah.
I turn through the window and I go, wow, that guy's car is so nice.
Get out. Get out. You might as well hop in with him.
Hey. I know that would be the comment. Yeah, any guy that'd be like, okay, so get in his fucking car then.
Bro, if I'm driving somebody,
you pick me up.
Say that,
you wouldn't pick me up. You drove all the way out there to come get me.
Yeah, nah, get out. See if you can ride with them. If not, you can walk home because this is my car. Shit, at least I got a car. God damn.
Disrespect.
Nah.
Okay. What do women tell men that they don't realize it's disrespectful? You balding, but I like it.
See, you knew that shit was disrespectful.
That one, you knew. And you were trying to
balding? It's also one thing to just, like, first say, like, oh, I kind of have a thing for, like, bald guys. And then later on be like, oh, you got... But, like...
Right. Or be like, oh, you're balding? Well, you know, it's fine, because I do, like, have a thing for older men.
Right. It's like, you're actually kind of becoming my type.
And it's also like, you can't do shit about that.
No.
I mean, you can these days, but you can't. If you balding, you balding. Like,
right. And that's also like, okay, if I'm a dude and I'm balding and you say that, if you mean it, like, okay, at least I would be still your type, but at the same time, like, obviously I'd probably be insecure about it.
Yeah.
If you can see that I'm balding, I obviously haven't made the decision to want to be bald.
Right.
Because I would have already been bald or, like, started it before anybody would actually notice it. But the fact that I've let it got to the point where people can see that I'm balding without just shaving it all off, you're insecure about it. So don't fucking say that to
me. Also, like, obviously he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. Yeah. So telling him is...
I mean, shit, if he doesn't, that shit might hurt even more. Bro, because he gonna go, hey, yo, is my hair good back here?
No. Okay. What do women tell men that they don't realize is disrespectful? Are you dumb knowing that he didn't finish middle school?
I was about to say, everybody said
if you know somebody didn't finish
middle school is crazy. Are you even allowed to drop out in middle school?
I don't know how that works.
Back home, you have to finish middle school. High school, you can choose.
Oh, right, yeah.
High school, you can choose if you go to. Middle school, you literally have to finish 9th grade.
No. How does that even...
That's...
But I'm sorry, but are you dumb?
Literally.
Like, what was the reason?
But I also feel like, at this point, it's not really a question.
Right. Okay. All right, last one. What do women tell men that they don't realize is disrespectful? Aw, you look so small when I was trying on an outfit on FaceTime.
How do you not realize that's disrespectful?
That's what I'm saying. Some of these girls knew what they were doing.
And as a football player, that's disrespectful to me too. If a man is on FaceTime with me and they're like, damn, you're looking kind of small, you're looking kind of skinny.
What you mean?
I go to the gym every day.
I ain't been skinny a single day in my life. What the fuck you talking about?
That is not where I'm trying to be. That's also funny as a football player when men that are not used to dealing with football players, like, they start the whole, like, oh no, you look good, like, you look skinny, like, you don't say that fucking word. Like, don't call me small or skinny. Like, that's, and then they're like, oh, but I thought, and when I'm like, oh, damn, I'm kind of heavy. And then they're like, no, you can't. No, I'm trying. I'm bulking. Like, shit, I'm trying. Like, please don't say that I don't weigh much. Like, I'm literally trying. And they're like,
damn, you lightweight as fuck.
Yeah, like, damn, fuck, fight me. Like, the fuck. But it's just so funny because they're so like, oh, but I thought you can't say that to a girl. I'm not no normal girl. I'm a football player. You gotta talk to me like a football player. You gotta say, damn, you kind of starting to look a little big. Hell yeah, you see me?
Don't say that to other girls though.
Yeah, just make sure that they are like either they're like a bodybuilder, a football player, or something. Like make sure that they're like you can see that they're trying to be big. Yeah, don't go to a model girl and be like, yo, you kind of getting big. Yeah, but like if you're dealing with a football player, chances are they'd rather hear that they look strong and big than small. Yeah, don't hit me like that.
All right. Well, that
was today's episode.
Yeah. So appreciate y'all tuning in.
Thank you. We're heading to Denver now, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.